Hello and welcome. This is my first book-a-thon. These are books that you need to have in your life, people that are very special to me. And I want to start off with someone who is a great supporter of everyone on LinkedIn and Facebook, and you'll see her all over the place. She is absolutely incredible. Her name is Nick. You know her as Nick, the gifted bipolar writer. She has published 5 books. I have been thrilled to be part of the anthologies that she's done. We're going to talk a little bit about them right now. We're going to start off by talking about what Nick has been up to. So her latest one that just recently got published is A Message to My Family. I am here and you are my legacy. And I'm going to read this out to you real quick. The pages of this anthology hold legacies of 21 diverse individuals. Their shared desire to leave a mark as published co-authors transcended the challenges they faced. These challenges included unveiling a past shrouded in secrecy, venturing into the unknown, the fear of being misunderstood, and even the dreaded writer's block for those with prior publications. As you delve into this anthology, you'll meet individuals who, like you, have faced their past and conquered their fears. They have made this about the future, a selfless act for generations to come. This is a message to my family. I am here and you are my legacy, but a note to my family, I am your legacy. There were 12 authors in each one, a trilogy of anthologies called A People First Professional Networking Platform. And I was in the second one, but I'm going to kind of just go through all of them. So the first one is Why We Came and Why We Stayed, A People First Professional Networking Platform Trilogy, Book 1. Then there's We Came as Professionals, We Make an Impact as People, How We Found Our Purpose and Started a Business. All 3 of these you can find on any of your platforms. It's on Amazon. I will put links to all of these in the chat, but to all the books, how you can find them. But incredible person, author, and publisher. So check that out. One of my new buddies, Burned Out to Lit Up, Ditch the Grind and Reclaim Your Life, Cara Houser. And I am going to read this part. I just got this book. She was kind enough not only to give me a copy, but give me a secondary copy that I'm going to gift to someone in 2025 and one of our special events that we do. This was perfect for this time of year. This is Burned Out to Lit Up, Rebuilding Your Mindset. Another strategy I use to help respond to things or ignore them from a much more level and dispassionate place is one I learned in dealing with family situations like awkward holiday get-togethers. If the family drama gets too hot and triggers irritation, defensiveness, and reactivity, I pretend I'm hanging out with someone else's family, just a fly on the wall. You know how when you're at a friend's house and their family is acting up, and not only does it not bother you, it's actually kind of amusing and validating. I love that. Burned Out to Lit Up, Ditch the Grind and Reclaim Your Life, Cara Houser. More joy. 52 weeks of moving forward joyfully, Cindi Cohn. Good gravy. I'm going to read this short bit for you. It took me years to realize that getting to the destination was somewhat of a temporary letdown. The journey was so much more fun. Chasing after each milestone, going past curves in the road, and meeting people and experiences along the way. Pause and reflect on the moment you were in. The journey is fun if you change your perspective and embrace it. More joy. Cindi Cohn, 52 weeks of moving forward joyfully. Another stellar human being, Dustin Dale, The Daily Second Chance, a God-granted gift. He is a best-selling author. I've got all of his books. There's more books behind me, but I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to read this segment to you. This is thought number 9. the daily second chance. And I love this part because it's forgiveness hurts, forgiveness heals. A lot of bad decisions in my life were made from a point of view that I needed closure in my life to move on from that wound. Almost dying as a kid wasn't the worst thing that happened to me. Becoming a kid in a divorced home was. With those thoughts being shared and explained, we can move forward with the real lessons we need to take away. Staying stuck in the past won't get you to your future. Forgiveness can be painful, but it also can bring healing. Dustin Dale is a brother of mine, a person of faith, and you're going to read a lot in this book about how God has blessed him, his family, and has granted him the gift of the daily second chance. Dustin Dale. Unlike a Boss. I've been talking about this book for 2 years. Positive people leadership skills you wish your manager had. Alexander Andrews. There's so many incredible things in this book. I've highlighted so many. You can see all the highlighted pages and stuff. Well, not everyone wants to be the next CEO. A large proportion of any organization wants to see that they have a future with that business and can progress. Therefore, mapping out indicative career paths can be a way of retaining team members and building engagement. Unlike a Boss, positive people leadership skills you wish your manager had. Alexander Andrews, my friends. The ethology of leaders. How to leverage leadership lessons from the animal kingdom to be a great leader of people and increase profits. Lisa Edmondson. Cardinals are beautiful. I'm a bird watcher, so I love this. As depicted in the previous diagram, cardinal leaders embody many intangible characteristics that can be hard to measure. Humility, honesty, authenticity, inspirational, motivational, encouraging, selflessness, empathy. Most of these traits are often combined under the category of emotional intelligence and also frequently referred to as emotional quotient or EQ. Recent literature has distinguished a difference between the two. Wikipedia defines emotional intelligence as the ability to perceive, use, understand, manage, and handle emotions. People with high emotional intelligence can recognize their own emotions and those of others, use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, discern between different feelings, and label them appropriately and adjust emotions to adapt to environments. This is fantastic. The Ethology of Leaders, Lisa Edmondson. Your labels don't define you. You define you. Katy Rey. And I'm going to read from Beacon of Hope. I started searching for what really brought me fulfillment. My journey through infertility was a lonely road filled with ups and downs. Balancing this struggle with my professional life wasn't easy. It was filled with disappointments and heartbreaking moments. Knowing the emotional toll firsthand, I felt compelled to support others going through the same. The struggle that once seemed like a burden turned into a source of strength. This personal pain and loneliness eventually fueled my desire to help others. It was a transformation from feeling weakened to finding renewed purpose in my struggles. My buddy Katy Rey, your labels don't define you, you define you. So this next person I want to talk about, I don't have the physical book in front of me to show you. I have Kindle versions of 2 of his books. Cannot say enough nice things about him. He has a couple of best-selling books out. International best-selling book, Stop Stalling, Start Selling. You don't need to read this book, but you should. Human Being Human. And then his latest, The Success Bible, your step-by-step guide to conquering life's hurdles. Derek, a multi-time best-selling author and expert in human resilience, delivers a no-nonsense approach to achieving your goals, cutting through the excuses, and taking control of your destiny. The Success Bible is more than just a guide, it's a tool for action. After a single page of content, the rest of the book is blank. An invitation for you to chart your own course. Use these pages to write your plans, document your progress, and turn your aspirations into achievements. I think that's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Janet Mohapi-Banks, the ultimate personal development guide for creating the life you want. This lady is a true dynamo. She is got a workshop coming up with this same title, Habits for Happiness. Chapter 3 talks about, on page 31, know your values. Do you have a really clear knowledge of your values? I almost guarantee that you believe you know what's most important for you, but I suspect that you've been running on default for so long with these values that it's been a while since you actually paid them any real attention. Your values are those pesky things whose boundaries you often don't realize you've stepped over until it's too late. And then you suddenly feel really anxious and you can't get sleep at night because something you did or something that happened just didn't sit right. You can feel it in the pit of your stomach and it makes you feel really uncomfortable. Janet Mohapi-Banks, Get Stuck In. Lessons from the Pitch to Build Your Business, Kim Brady. Chapter 9, Creating a Win-Win-Win. I wanted to assure my employees that my clients would treat them as well as they treated me as the CEO. Many people had a lot of respect for me as the business owner, but over time we had some clients who wouldn't give the same respect to my employees. I am adamant that a job title doesn't mean you treat a person with less or more respect. We are humans, not our job titles. Get Stuck In. Lessons from the Pitch to Build Your Business, Kim Brady. Top-down culture, revolutionizing leadership to drive results. Lyndsay Dowd in the house. Lady Dowd, here we go. She is my buddy. She is working with Entry as well now. She has an incredible podcast. My time and experiences over the 23 years I worked at IBM helped shape my worldview. And those 23 years provided incredible examples of the best leaders and some who taught me equally important lessons about how not to lead. My determination to help other leaders realize their greatness is my driving force. I have hundreds of stories throughout the years of leaders who got it right and those who completely missed the mark. It became my mission to change the leadership as we know it. I built Heartbeat for Hire to coach leadership teams and individuals how to be the best leaders possible, to lead with heart, and to remember it's heartbeats, not head counts. Lyndsay Dowd is absolutely incredible. Top-down culture, revolutionizing leadership to drive results. Lyndsay Dowd. Kurtis Tompkins, Resume Writing Simplified, removing the guesswork so you can achieve optimal results. Kurtis Tompkins is the president of Job Ready Today, LLC. He is a certified resume writer, interview coach, and career coach. He is recognized for his effective job search methodology and for helping job seekers on 6 continents find rewarding career opportunities. Kurtis is also a member of the National Association of African American Resume Writers, NAAARW. He has held various leadership roles throughout his career, serving as a hiring manager for Fortune 500 companies, and sat on 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐄𝐑's advisory board in the recruiting and hiring space. After reviewing and revising countless resumes over the years, Kurtis has developed a writing strategy dubbed as Job Ready Today's Secret Sauce. Kurtis Tompkins, Resume Writing Simplified, removing the guesswork so you can achieve optimal results. Boom. Martini Salien Sr., A Life Worthy of Death. This is an incredible little tale. We got to catch up, buddy. I know we keep texting each other back and forth. A Life Worthy of Death. Dominique is an 8-year-old Haitian kid living a life filled with love, familial support, and adventure. Growing up in a country gripped by severe poverty, desolation, as well as brutal dictatorship, Dominique still finds a way to experience the beauties in life. As he navigates the common challenges of an adolescent boy, he must also overcome the greater barriers that awaits him in his future. Easter egg hunt. Awesome readers. Every chapter of this novel has one bold word each. Take each of those words and fill them in the blank spaces at the end of the book to find out what the thematic question is for you to answer in the blank space provided. In order for you to find those words, you have to read. A Life Worthy of Death by Martini Salien Sr. You may know him as Martini. I have every single one of this guy's books that I know of, but this is his memoir, Unbroken Optimist by Kofi Douhadji. He talks about a purposeful life. And so he tells a great story and includes a letter that he got from his base vice commander. I was blown away. The email came just at the right time, exactly when I needed it most. Not only was my vice commander showing me that I belonged in the Air Force and was valued as a person, but he also went above and beyond to support me in my endeavor with Duco. That is Kofi's athletic company, athletic apparel and sneaker company. Good grief. Unbroken Optimist, Kofi in the house. Thank you so much. Make sure you get this book. Choose Your Battles. One Woman's Inspiring Journey Through the Ranks. Irene Glaeser. We had her on our Time to Change show. So chapter 13, sometimes being the only woman in the room, platoon, or staff resulted in feelings of isolation. I would find myself wondering if being treated differently. Sometimes being the only woman in the room, platoon, or staff resulted in feelings of isolation. I would find myself wondering if I was being treated differently, and if so, was it for being a female? I vacillated between receiving better or worse treatment for the same activities as my male counterparts. Was it actually performance or reaction to my gender that drove actions towards me? I think many women can relate to the smallest example of somehow being stuck making the morning coffee when everyone drank it. In 0 week of my in-processing at Fort Benning, being the only junior enlisted female meant I spent the first week set aside typing and filing in the air-conditioned WW World War II buildings. My fellow male soldiers were out cutting the grass and parade fields and picking up cigarette butts, policing the area. Those activities were not heavily supervised and allowed for some small talk. I longed to be part of them. I longed for the outdoors and that fresh grass, inhaling its pungent scent. I longed to build those bonds that could not form while I was separated out of special treatment. The dogged and persistent feeling of going it alone was my challenge to overcome. Choose Your Battles. One Woman's Inspiring Journey Through the Ranks, Irene Glaeser. My self-care, you can read that. �𝐂𝐇 not only has written this one, which is a fantastic workbook, but she created one for the military. Heard her TED Talk, you should definitely look at that as well. One of the things I love about this is that I use a number 2 pencil because, hey, I'm going to go through the book, I'm going to change things, I'm going to rewrite things. I fill this in as often as possible. In the back of the book, she has a section that talks about, I am proud of myself for, and she lists some examples. Taking time to rest when I am tired. Saying no to taking on another project at work. Doing the work even if it's hard. One of the things I wrote was fighting through the voices. You know those voices, the ones that for some of us can be a daily occurrence of you're not worthy. My self-care, the workbook, �𝐂𝐇. So Neela Singh, we use a lot of Neela Singh's articles. She writes in Medium and Substack. You should definitely, it's a small charge, but it supports the artists there. You should definitely become part of that. Look up Neela Singh and follow her, get on Medium, get on Substack. We use her DEIAB leadership and living wage articles in our newsletters. If you're not part of our Allies for Good newsletter, please sign up. But she wrote 2 different journals that I have an extra copy of. I sent several copies to our friends, but Share Your Journey with Me, Mommy and Daddy. I'm a dad, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this. How to use this book. As an adult, I've frequently pondered my dad's aspirations and dreams, both before and after my birth. While I possess a substantial knowledge of my parents, it's predominantly steeped in sorrow and tragedy. This book has arisen from that persistent longing to delve deeper into their stories, the good, the bad, and the humorous. In this guided journal, there are no specific rules to follow. However, to maintain a commitment, I recommend setting aside a dedicated 30 minutes each week to respond to at least 3 of the provided questions. I suggest taking a close look at the questions within each section, as you might discover that some of them share common themes and areas of exploration. You need not address every single question, and there are no absolute right or wrong answers. The essence of this journal lies in your honesty. For those who prefer not to write, perhaps an audio recording of your thoughts and answers can serve as a valuable alternative. See page 118. Share your journey with me, mommy and daddy. This is Neela Singh. This is Minola Jac. Everyday inspiration for change. How daily experiences can be your best mentor for change in life and work. Actually, I'm going to start on 452. The requests I normally get sound like, we need a toolkit to manage this big change coming. What is the methodology you recommend, and can you do a maximum half-day workshop to equip people to manage the disruption we are facing? While I believe there is immense power in frameworks and methodologies and tools, I also see time and time again how, in the words of Abraham Maslow's law of the instrument, to a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It is never just about the tool set. It is always about the mindset and skill set too. On the next page, she says, all of this to bring me back to my crusade. Whenever I can, I avoid saying change management, replacing it with change work. It has helped me open some amazing conversations. In everyday life, we say we deal with change. In organizations, we manage the change. And while it might seem more like a semantics-driven conversation, the mental and emotional context we create around dealing with change and managing the change are subtly but fundamentally different. I can only hope this book will inspire you to bring some of the dealing with change into managing the change, and equally reversibly. Maybe some ways in which we deal with change would benefit from disciplined common sense inspired by how we experience change being managed within our organizations. Get comfortable with change, first as a word, then as a process, and ultimately as the very fabric of your life and work. Minola Jac, everyday inspiration for change. Just want to wish all of you the best holiday season ever. Check on other people, as Cindi Cohn would say. Make sure you check on at least 3 people. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Do good. Be kind. Spread joy. Talk to you later.